Y'all killing me with this.
There we go. All right. So like I said, Joe's about to get very disrespectful with Adam. And this is kind of where the pivotal point in the episode is. This is where the steamroller talk starts really, really going down. But Joe doesn't let Adam get a word in, otherwise basically starts turning it into a lecture session. Like I said earlier, Joe is very good for that. And then he's going to start going into some recycled stories, which we also know Joe's very good for. But watch this disrespectful ass shit Joe's about to do to Adam.
Get going, and then he started, and he was like, I can't do it anymore.
That
I'm done.
is painful. Man,
yeah.
Because the guy's whole life was that. And by the way, fucking, did you like Aerosmith growing up?
Loved them.
They were the bad boys that every tune was nasty. This
shit
was the nastiest.
Push that microphone up to your face, sir.
Sorry, bro.
No worries.
And I loved.
Dude, what the fuck are you? Bro, is this guy serious? Like Adam was really starting to get like into the groove of that story, you know, and Joe just fucked the whole thing up. Like they were talking about bands that they like, you know, and they're talking about how the Rolling Stones they still got it going on, you know what I mean? And other old ass bands like that. I don't know. I don't listen to old music like that, okay? It's 2024. Can't be doing all that. Excuse me. The marijuana got me. But yeah, so they're talking about old bands and stuff, and now Adam's getting into it. He's like leaning back a little bit, he's starting to get comfortable. This is where you're gonna get like the real good bits out of him. You know what I mean? Now he's starting to get into the groove. You know, they're about an hour in. So, you know, he leans back a little bit. He starts, and you could hear him just fine. I could hear the audio just fine. You know, with him being back a little bit. It's not like this, but still good. You know? And Joe fucks his whole flow up by being like, push that mic close to your face. And you could see Adam's like, oh, fuck. And he starts getting like real awkward. And anyone who's half a man is gonna have a little bit in their head like, this motherfucker really just do that shit to me live on air. There's assloads of people are gonna say, I'm Adam Sandler, goddamn. You know what I mean? Like that's gonna cross your mind at least a little bit, you know. And you can kind of see Adam gets a little disheveled there. You know what I mean? Check this out. Watch it again.
We're out and get going, and then he started, and he was like, I can't do it anymore.
That
I'm done.
is painful. Man,
yeah.
Because the guy's whole life was that. And by the way, fucking, did you like Aerosmith growing up?
Loved them.
They were the bad boys that every tune was nasty.
This
shit was the nastiest.
Push that microphone up to your face, sir.
Sorry, bro.
No worries.
You see Adam? Look at him. He's like, sorry, bro. Look at his face. He is fucking... He has you might as well have flashbanged this fucking guy. He has no idea what the fuck to do right now. This is like deer in headlight shit right here. And Joe's just gonna go with it. You know what I mean?
I loved. My band played literally like 10 Aerosmith tunes. We'd always fucking play kind of cool.
See, so now they're gonna start talking about like Adam's band that he was in when he was younger and stuff like that. And yeah, it's gonna be nice. You're gonna hear a little bit of talk from Adam, but that's not gonna last for very long. I still can't get over that whole like, oh, push the mic closer to your face. Like, I would have been like, motherfucker, you want me to walk out this bitch? Like I said, I'm Adam goddamn Sandler, bitch. Like, you know, but Joe's strong with that. Joe's strong. That's not the first time Joe's done that. Joe's good with that. Like, this is my house, bitch. Like, push the mic close to your face or get the fuck out. You know, I found that to be very, very disrespectful, especially having a very honorary guest like Sandler on. But now, watch, we get some of the steamroller talk here. Watch, Joe's steamrolling the fuck out of Adam here. Watch this.
I was working at, besides doing security guard work, I was working at the Boston Athletic Club in South Boston.
Wow, yeah.
So I was a
That's
trainer
still there, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they got a fucking basketball court there.
Yeah, they got basketball.
Yeah,
There was a lot of racquetball there. A lot of people. I met Bobby Orr there.
You did? That's
Yeah.
cool.
I had to help Bobby Orr because Bobby Orr had
That's
like
cool.
fucking 150 knee surgeries, right?
Yeah.
His knees were destroyed, and
Yeah.
you'd have to help him get on the VersaClimber machine.
Oh, my goodness.
Because Bobby's knees didn't bend.
Right.
Bobby's knees bended like this.
You see what I'm talking? You see how Joe just keeps going and going and going, and you hear Adam. He's like, yeah. Oh yeah, that's cool, man. That's real cool. Adam is kind of like when you go to like your cousin's house and you have like your uncle or something like or your older cousin that you're like a big fan of. You want to like start telling them and showing them stuff, and they kind of do that. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's yeah. Oh, that you drew that yourself? I like that. Very nice. Very, very nice. And that's kind of like what Adam's doing to Joe here. Joe's kind of, and Adam tried. He's like, oh, that's where they got the basketball, right? And he tries to like get some talk in. Joe's just like, nope, step aside, bitch. We're going to keep this story about me. Watch that. That's classic steamroll right there.
Basketball court there.
Yeah, they got basketball.
Yeah.
There was a lot of racquetball there. A lot of people. I met Bobby Orr there.
You did? That's
Yeah.
cool.
I had to help Bobby Orr because Bobby Orr had like fucking 150 knee surgeries, right?
Yeah.
His knees were destroyed, and you'd have to help him get on the VersaClimber.
Yeah. See, Adam is just like, dude, how much longer can I do? So now check this out. Of course, what episode of the Joe Rogan Experience would be complete without the Sam Kinison story? You know what I mean? Oops. That's not supposed to happen. You know? So basically, like I said, you know, Joe likes to talk about that Sam Kinison story about how he found out about Kinison, and he's gonna bore Adam with it. And I'm sure I'm sure Adam's listened to the show before. He's had to have heard this story at least twice.
Fucking
That
cool,
doesn't
man.
mean anything to
My
me.
dad always told me to do that shit. He'd be like, do martial arts. And I, like I said, I went to this guy's like, God, I wish I knew his name. And I did that, and then I think a little earlier in life I tried it out. But I just, my body, man, I wasn't meant for it.
It's not for everybody.
No, that's good, though.
But that's like everything in life. There's things that are not for you.
Yeah.
You just got to find the thing that is for you.
Yeah, I found a few, and that's all I do. Hoop, comedy, that's it.
Perfect.
I think
That's all you
I
need.
got.
So now he's like, hoops, comedy, blah, blah, blah. You know, Adam's kind of like trying to tell Joe, like, yeah, my dad, he told me to get into martial arts. And that's kind of like where the interviewer should be like, oh, let's talk more about your dad. Like, how was it growing up? What did your dad do? That's kind of, you know, where, nah, Joe's just like, yeah, I mean, if you can't hack it, you can't hack it, bitch. Like, if you can't do the martial arts, stay the fuck out the dojo. Sorry, buddy. Like, and Adam kind of picks up on that. He's like, oh, yeah, I guess that story was going nowhere. I should have expected this. And now Joe is going to bring in the Kinison
For happy
story.
life.
Yeah, I guess so.
So this girl I used to work with, she was like a volleyball player, and she was really hilarious. And she
You see how he did that? Like, that was fucking wild. He just so blatantly disrespects Adam by being like, yeah, so anyway, you know, the girl in the Kinison, and Adam's like clearly trying to be like, let's talk about me. It's supposed to be why I'm here. You know what I mean? And watch, Joe, that was such a hard transition into that.
Life, I tried it out, but I just, my body, man, I wasn't meant for it.
it's not for everybody.
No, that's good, though.
But that's like everything in life. There's things that are not for you.
Yeah.
You just got to find the thing that is for you.
Yeah, I found a few, and that's all I do. Hoop, comedy, that's it.
Perfect.
I think
That's all you
I
need
got.
for a
That's all I
happy
got.
life.
Yeah, I guess so.
So this girl I used to work with, she was like a volleyball player, and she was really hilarious. And she was working at the front desk, and she was like, "Oh my God, I saw this guy." This is 1986. Is when Kinison had his HBO special, and she told me.
See, so now I'm not gonna play that whole Kinison story. You know what I mean? That if you know about the show and you know about JRE, you've heard that story 10,000 times. So I'm not gonna, you know, do that to you again. But I just thought it's crazy. You can see Adam, he's kind of like, I do the three things. And Joe's like, yeah, I mean, and he's like, yeah, I mean, I guess so. And Joe's, anyway, so the girl at the front desk, and he does the same thing with the private investigator story. Who didn't see that? I was so giddy. I was happy about this. I was like, oh boy, we're getting 2 recycled Joe Rogan stories in one episode. How could I not be excited about this? You know what I mean? Watch.
Too.
I worked for a private investigator when I was starting out, when I was an open micer, and this private investigator was Bill Downs' cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. Was this private investigator the funniest guy you've ever heard? Was he like damn near he should have been a comedian? Is it that private investigator?
Mm-hmm. I didn't find out about it until after I started working for him.
Wow.
And to this day, one of the funniest guys I've ever met in my life. Just never did stand up. He was.
Yeah.
Oh God, here we go again with this bullshit. God damn. All right, so it's a bunch of recycled stories, a lot of steamroller talk. You know what I mean? And like I said, Joe, he's good for breaking that flow. He did it at that one moment. The interview was kind of going good up until Joe did that one, hey, pull the mic closer to your face. Everything was kind of going fine up until then. Then we started getting this bullshit. The same, it's almost like Joe's show is like formatted. You know what I mean? And once it hits a certain point, he like follows that format to completion. And then you're just left with another cookie cutter episode of JRE. So let's give this a watch as Adam attempts to get into the flow of telling a story, and Joe breaks his flow yet again.
This shit. I know I've been doing this shit long when somebody comes up to me, a big famous motherfucker, and we go, hey man, I go, hey, nice to meet you. And he's like, nice to meet you. We met. And I'm like, I fucking didn't remember meeting you. What the fuck happened?
Well, your brain gets overwhelmed with people.
Yeah.
You know that number, Dunbar's number? Do you know what that is?
No.
Dunbar's number is a principle that
so
you can
here
only
we
keep
go.
like
Here we go. Watch. He's telling a story. Joe, he stops for a little pause to get a back and forth. Remember, conversations are supposed to be like a game of ping pong. You give it back, they give it back, you give it back, they give it back. That's how these things are supposed to work. So Adam does that. He gives that room for Joe to kind of give it back, and then, the conversation will keep going. Instead, Joe uses it as an opportunity to lecture Adam on some bullshit information that Adam probably gives no fucks about. Watch this.
Ooh, what the fuck happened?
Well, your brain gets overwhelmed with people.
Yeah.
You know that number, Dunbar's number? Do you know what that is?
No.
Dunbar's number is a
Adam don't give a fuck. He's like, no, I don't, and I don't care.
That you can only keep like 150 people in your head at any given time. And then there's some people that you can keep kind of like in a distance, like acquaintances, but there's like a tight group of a small number, and then as it branches out, it gets to like 150.
See, so you just stop after like the initial explanation. It shouldn't be like a whole lecture fest on this guy. You know what I mean? He didn't ask for that. It's so he says, "Do you know what that means?" Adam says, "No." That's the end of it. That should be the end of it. Move next subject, please. Thank you. Did Adam say, no, what is that? Then you start going into this bullshit, this explanation type shit. He said no. That was it. No. He doesn't need to get ear fucked by your dumb explanation that he did not ask for. And it was this kind of shit the entire time. And it made for a very awkward ending. Like when you guys see this, I've seen some rough endings on the Joe Rogan Experience. Like his episode with Dave Portnoy. Oh, that was rough. Joe, in the middle of the episode, Joe telling him to shut the fuck up, calling him out on talking shit about Jake Paul. Listen, man, talking shit about Jake Paul is a natural pastime at this point. Like, nobody needs to get shut down when talking shit about that guy. We need to keep that river flowing, okay? But it was a very awkward episode, and at the end of it, it was even more awkward because David was like, oh, man, we only did like X amount of time. Usually these things go longer. Did something go wrong? Was my interview like okay? And Joe's like, yeah, it was fun. We just end it, right here. It was kind of very awkward. It was a rough one. That one was nothing compared to this Adam Sandler shit. This was the roughest ending I've seen in a long, long time. Watch this shit.
This shit. I know I've been doing.
Oh, wrong
long
time
ones.
code. My bad. Let's go to the ending. There we go. Right there. Watch this.
Feel like a stand-up.
That's awesome. And when is it out? What day?
The 27th. August 27th, yeah.
Okay, it's a couple weeks from now.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Congrats on yours. Congrats on everything, bud.
Thanks. Congratulations to you, too.
My piss ended the whole thing. I appreciate
it's all good.
it. All right, right on, man.
It's amazing you hung in this long. A lot of people.
See how awkward that was, dude? Like, you even see Adam's got this fit. Like, Adam's like, my piss ended the whole thing? Yeah? Is that what we're doing now? You really want to fuck with me? Adam Sandler's got money, dude. At least 3 times the amount of money as Joe. Like, you gotta give this guy what he wants. Most of all, you gotta give the people what they want. They don't want to get cut short on Adam Sandler. This guy does like no interviews like this. You know what I mean? You're not gonna see Adam on another podcast like this for a while, at least. But just this ending, so awkward. Let's give that a play.
Congrats on yours. Congrats on everything, bud.
Thanks. Congratulations to you, too.
My piss ended the whole thing. I appreciate
it's all good.
Look at his face. Adam is like, this motherfucker, dude. Adam, like, he's not with this shit. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if you start hearing through the grapevines that, like, they're not friends anymore. It wouldn't surprise me after this shit. I'd be like, yeah, we're not friends. You cut my interview short, asshole. And Adam says he's like, yeah, my piss ended the whole thing. This all ended because Adam was like, hey, could we just pause for like 2 seconds? I just have to pee. I'll be right back. You know what I mean? We'll keep going. Adam's like ready to keep going, to keep telling stories. Like, Adam knows that this is going to be an episode that a lot of people are going to watch. He knows that. So he's ready to give the people what they want. Joe's like, nah, I'm done with you. Fuck off. You know, the piss, this was good because I've been waiting to end this shit anyway. You know, so you could fuck off with all that. Let's just call it a night right here.
All right, right on, man.
It's amazing you hung in this long. A lot of people, an hour and a half in, they start clamping up.
That's good, man. I just mentally said I got to get past that pissing, man. But,
well, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here,
good
too.
to see you, Joe. Congrats.
Thank you.
Keep up all the good work. Say hi to your family, too.
Thank you. All right. Bye, everybody.
I don't know, man. It might just be me, but that was some awkward shit. That was some very awkward shit. Let's give a round of applause to Joe Rogan and Adam Sandler for probably one of the most awkward episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience I've ever seen in my goddamn life. But next, I wanted to get into a little bit of Kill Tony.
And hold my fart like a bong rip.